Hey everyone, welcome back to another Crypto Unplugged YouTube video. It's Doc here, and if this is your first time watching our channel, both Oz and I have been talking about crypto, altcoins, technical analysis, and everything else for quite a while now. Before we start this video, please subscribe, hit that like button, and keep your bell notifications on. Today we're going to be looking at what the Bitcoin price will be at the end of this cycle, and also be sharing analysis on the waves since the beginning of the cycle as well. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video and find out, so you don't get caught up and knowing when to sell or whether to buy. Now, Oz, how are you keeping?
Yeah, all good, Doc. How you doing?
I'm good as well. Oz, let's jump straight into the Bitcoin chart, because the most important question is talking about the Bitcoin top. But we'll be talking about that a bit later on, and you'll be sharing your analysis. But first of all, let's look at, if you could explain to the viewers what the waves are since the beginning of this cycle.
Yeah, so if we look back at, let's just go back. It's always good to go back to the beginning of the cycle and look exactly where we are. So if we look, around this area in November 2022, the count that I have, and I've had for a very long time now, is that we've got this 1, 2, 3 coming up here in March, the 4, and now working on the 5th. Yeah, so if we go, and let's just go back to the last cycle so we can see how I was thinking of that last cycle. So you got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. And then although we have, you can say, the price breaking above these highs, I classify that as just an ABC correction. So you have the A, B, and then the C, which then brings us into this new cycle. So what I would say is this whole move up was the larger wave 3. So this is the large. If you look at the big macro cycle, this is the larger wave 3. Then you come into the wave 4, and now what we are in is the 5th. So all of these sub waves, you could say wave 1 in the 5th, wave 2 in the 5th, 3 in the 5th, 4 in the 5th, and now we're working on that 505. So this is what I'm looking at right now, and where we are right now is at $104,000, which was a take profit level for me in terms of my DCA out strategy. So 104,000 would be take out some profit here for your Bitcoin. This was one of my key levels. So if you're holding some Bitcoin, or you got a couple of Bitcoin, or whatever you got in terms of Bitcoin, you could take out 5, 10, 15% at this level, and then you carry on as Bitcoin continues further, if it does continue further. So that's my take. So in this sort of cycle where we are now, we're working on the wave 5, so 505, and that will be the major cycle top in terms of this cycle. Now, when will it come? Obviously, that's another big thing, and we'll see about that in a second. But right now, we can see that wave 4 in August. It was August 5th. That was nicely at the 54,382 level. So that comes into a nice level here. And now we're just working on that 5th wave up. So this is what I see for Bitcoin in terms of its larger count. And I think we'll get that wave 5 end of the cycle, coming soon. It could come in 2025 or, whenever it does come, but it will. This last major push will be the end of this cycle, and then I think we'll go back into a bear market for at least a year or a year and a half. So we're working on that final push now, and that's my current count for Bitcoin. That's been since earlier on. I think I was back in 2023 when I first put this count out. So it's still working well. We've had the 2, we've had the 4. Now we're working on that last major wave up.
Don't let this opportunity slip you by. For less than 65 cents a day, that's the cost of a Snickers bar, you can unlock the ultimate crypto edge with Alpha Insider at the Markets Unplugged. So why join the Alpha Insider? because you've got Crypto Daily Alpha newsletter, your one-stop resource for the latest news, regulation updates, insights, airdrops, token unlocks, and much more to keep you informed always. Plus, every weekday you've got the Market Daily Alpha packed with daily TA on Bitcoin and altcoins, plus weekly and monthly levels to ensure you're never sidelined or caught mid-cycle. You've got our DCA strategy table that includes more than 25 altcoins with 3 DCA in levels for perfect entry points, plus 3 DCA out levels to take profits strategically to avoid round-tripping your gains back to zero, and watch your wallet grow and make sure you stay that way. Plus, you've got access to our exclusive Telegram community to join like-minded people from the Crypto and Markets Unplugged community, and you'll have access to exclusive altcoin charts, vote on the DCA altcoin picks, and ask questions about TA, fib levels, and more. So why wait? Protect your portfolio, maximize your crypto gains this bull cycle with realistic profit strategies. The clock is ticking. This is your last chance to grab the Alpha Insider at an unbeatable price. Click the link below and start your journey with confidence and make this bull cycle count. Now, viewers, I'm sure you're thinking what Bitcoin's price will be at the top of this current cycle, what the Bitcoin top will be. And there's a lot of price predictions being touted around based on other technical analysts with different tops like 150k, 250,000. The question on everybody's mind, Oz, is what is your top price target for Bitcoin in this cycle?
Yeah, that's always everybody's calling the top. I think a lot of people are calling this I think this wave 3 back in March of 2024, when Bitcoin went to about 73,000. So many people were saying this was the top, which was obviously, now in hindsight you could say it was incorrect. We've had that wave 4 now every other day since this pump back in November. People were calling this the top, this the top, this the top. Now, they're calling everything the top. But what I have is my key levels. Now I have, there's 4 levels here. So 104,000 has been hit. So that's a profit taking target for me. Then there's 123, 154, and 174,000. That's my 4 levels. Now people might say, okay, you got 4 levels. But I say, how do you know which one is the top and which one is it going to be? It's not even about which level is going to be the top. It's very hard for example, in the before it happens to say, oh yeah, 123,000 is definitely going to be the top, or 154 or 170 is definitely going to be the top. You have to look at price, number one, but what I mainly look at is time. And obviously I can't give too much away on the public video, but I have time targets, and if the time target aligns with the 123,000 or 124,000 price target, let's say here, if my time target comes in and we're at 124,000, then that will be an extra confluence for me to say, yeah, this level was the top. If my time target comes up here, 155,000, then I'll say, yeah, that's a very good confluence. That's the top. And if it goes to 174, then again, I would say, yeah, my time target is, I would give preference to my time target over my price targets. It might sound a bit strange because a lot of people, if you look all over Twitter or X, and people are giving a lot of price targets. But for me, like I've always said, time is very important. Just as we had the time Fibonacci here, back in September, and now we're going to have that next time target coming soon. In my opinion, when it comes, then we'll assess exactly where we are, look at the time target with the price target, and I think once they are matching in confluence, and then it would be a very strong, I would say, signal for me to exit the market. Whether that's 124,000, whether that's 154,000, I don't really care personally. It might sound strange. I'm not looking for just one target. Whether it comes here, I'll be ready for taking my full profits as soon as that comes out. And for people watching, they might think, okay, we don't have the time targets, we don't know what's going to happen. What I would just say is, then you make a plan. So for every target we have here, if Bitcoin now gets to, let's just say, Bitcoin comes up and it tests the 124, you take out profits, you take out more profits. Maybe you take out 10-15% here. Now if it goes back down and then holds support and then goes to this one, maybe you take out 60 or 70% and just leave 20% for a moon bag if it goes to the 174. But then if we start breaking market structure, and we start going back through the targets below, then just exit all the markets, because if you bought down here somewhere, or wherever you bought down here somewhere, it's better selling. Even if you come back down, you missed the 154, but you sell at 120. It's better selling there than obviously if we do have, and let's just say, another 80% drop. Let's just say that. So there it's only 20-30%, but do you really want to hold it? Even at 70%, you would come back to $45,000, right? Do you really want to hold it all the way down there? Probably not. So what I'm trying to say is, if it got to 150,000, let's just do a conservative drop of 70%. That's at 45. That's around $46,000. But let's say Bitcoin got to 120,000, and then another 70% drop. That's at 35,000, which is actually quite interesting, because that's a level that I'm looking at for another video. But what I'm trying to say is, whatever target you get to in terms of price, you can sell a little bit, 10%, 15%, maybe 30%, 40%. And if you start then losing levels before you get back down to 104,000, let's just say, for example, here, then you start basically de-risking everything. So that's what I would do once you start breaking market structure. So each of these levels, I would say for the viewers, if you get to this level, de-risk. You get to that level, de-risk more. And if you start then dropping, then you just simply get out of the market. But for me personally, I'm going to be looking at both time and price targets. But these are my targets for this bull run. 123,000 is next, or 124,000, and then we'll look at that next 154,000 going forward, depending if we are, in the time range for that target. But yeah, so that's what I'm looking at in terms of the bigger picture. But obviously, we have to pay attention to the markets. Things can change. But that's the kind of plan I would have going forward from here.
Now, viewers, before we cover the next chart, if you've been enjoying this video so far and found it beneficial, you could do us a massive favor for us to continue giving our views on the charts and views related to crypto space and the detailed technical analysis as well. Please do like this video, and if you're not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and keep your bell notifications on. Now, viewers, you're going to be also covering and looking at the local analysis. Can you explain to the viewers what you can see in this chart?
Okay, so if we look at Bitcoin on the local time frame, what we're having is, I think we're in this wave 3 of 5. So how I'm looking at this is, you got the 1, 2. Now you're working in that 3. Now, is that 3 going to finish here, push up a bit more, get the 4 coming down, and then finally the 5 for the end? Now, what I'm thinking is that this 3 that we're working on, right? So these are my targets. 106,000 was the first target for that 3. Then looking at 112 up to 122,000. So I'm still looking maybe for higher prices until we get this 30% drop. So, and how I would measure that. So we've got this target. So we'll measure the 3. Let's say it gets to 122, and then we put a wave 4 on that. So then what you can have, right? You can have, let's say Bitcoin in this wave 3 finishes around 122,000. You've got the wave 4 targets coming in at, about 103,000, 106,000. Ideal target would be 95,000. So you get the drop back. So if you go to here, you get the drop back here before you make that 5th. So that's one example. If you get to 111,000, for instance, say the top of wave 3 was here, so then you could push down to 98 to 90,000. So again, you would have a move back down here before you finish off in the 5th. So these are obviously the targets. And for example, if this was the end of wave 3, then potentially you could have a move back down to 85, 93,000. So because the wave 3 is not finished, it's obviously not easy just to say exactly where this correction will occur, but I am looking for about between a 236 382 correction up to 0.5, but this would be my ideal zone before we get into that last wave. So yeah, I'm looking for maybe another push to 112,000, maybe to 122,000 before we get this correction. I think we'll get another 236 382 move back down, and then finish that wave 5 for this cycle to complete. It will take some time. It's not going to happen overnight, but that's what I'm looking at right now. And obviously, if we just look at the levels for Bitcoin right now, we're at the 106,000. This is so far resistance. Monthly is still at 93,000, 92,000, and we got the 90,000 support here. So this obviously we're still in. We just made a new high. Remember yesterday, Bitcoin just made a new high yesterday. So there's nothing really that weak. Nothing has broken in terms of market structure on the higher term, higher time frames. You can still see that nothing's really broken. So you get these pullbacks. I wouldn't be too worried. There will be pullbacks. Obviously, there's always going to be pullbacks in Bitcoin. But right now, I am looking maybe for, like I said here, I'm looking for one more push up. This is the push up I'm looking for, maybe to 112, maximum 122, and then we can get that 236 382 wave 4 correction before the final leg up in this cycle. So that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin.
Now, for our Alpha Insider and Data Vision's analytics members of the marketsunplugged.com, we're about to dive deep into exclusive content where Oz is going to be breaking down the Bitcoin chart with more precision, and also looking at the Fibonacci time analysis, and also regarding the altcoin cycles that you guys have been talking about, your favorite alts as well. Chill Guy, AVAX, Injective, Rio, he's going to be looking at and giving you those charts in detail. So make sure, members, you head over to the members video section on the marketsunplugged.com where you'll have exclusive access. And if you're not a member, viewers, I'm not sure what you're waiting for. Join us at the marketsunplugged.com. You can find the link below, and you too can access exclusive, deeper technical analysis on the Bitcoin wave, the Fibonacci time analysis, and this week's choices of the members' altcoins as well. And that'll be suggested on our Telegram group. So don't miss out. Make sure you go to the marketsunplugged.com right now, right today, and do join. It will just make your crypto journey a lot easier, more profitable as well. All right, viewers, thank you. That's enough for today's public video. Thank you for watching us. Again, please subscribe, like this video, and leave your comments below, and see you guys in the next video.